Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seaholm. I'm Sarah Muslin, the 20, what years? 24, 25 Seaholm PTA president. So I'm the outgoing president this year. And I am introducing our new PTSA president for next year. This is Doug, our CO. So he'll be our president next year, but I'll be behind the scenes helping him out. So we'll kind of tag team it and do it together. But he's your key guy. So I just wanted to welcome you here this evening. And I have a few quick minute things that I have to go through before we get into this. And then you guys can fill, because I need some people to leave that have other engagements. But then I will go through this for you, and then you can watch this and you can leave when this is over, and we'll do the rest of our business. So you can stay or you can leave, whatever you prefer, trying to make it easy and efficient for you. Thank you for your time tonight. We really appreciate it, both on Teams and live. So first of all, I just wanted to call the meeting to order officially. And Elena, our secretary, couldn't be here tonight. I just wanted to find out if we have any changes to the April 8th minutes. I didn't hear of anything, so I think those are good to go, correct? Elena?
I haven't received any changes. And we only had one electronic vote since last time, and that was to fund the teacher wish lists for Teacher Appreciation Week.
Okay, so everything was good. Everything is good there, correct?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And then I have a quick little report. The 2025 slate has been posted, 25-26. We posted at our last meeting for all the people that are going to be in positions, and we've let it sit for 30 days. So we actually need to vote on that today. And you guys don't know the people, but our internal exec board can vote. So I need a motion to approve the 2025-26 slate for next year. Katie?
I will make a motion.
Okay, great. Do I have a second? Doug. Thank you very much. Motion has passed for all the positions.
Now we.
Oh, now we vote, excuse me.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
We're good, Elena. Motion passed. Also, we are adding an assistant treasurer position for next year. So if a new person is interested in that, we'd like to train that person to become the regular treasurer the next year. And you'd work with Jen, who's been our treasurer for a couple of years now, and she's excellent at what she does. So that position is still open for next year. There are also a couple of committee positions open. There's trying to remember, a funding, like a fundraiser position, if you're interested in that. And we had our district award ceremony last night at Groves, and Mike and I were both there, and Doug as well. Doug was inducted last night at the ceremony, which was great. Katie Pierce was honored as our BPS District Volunteer of the Year. And Luke Joseph was honored as our Seaholm Volunteer of the Year. So thank you to both of those people. Katie Doboriski coordinated the reflections part of the banquet last night, and she did a great job with that. So we want to thank her for that. The reflections theme for next year for the 25-26 season is called I Belong. And that's my little bit of business.
And we had a couple state award winners last year. Seaholm didn't have any state award winners this year. So I would like to see us back to getting some state and national award winners out of Seaholm.
Okay, Mike, you're up for the principal's report. Then we'll do the student congress report, and then we'll get to the different stuff. So sorry to make you guys wait through this.
I will make it very quick. If you don't know me, I'm Mike Wicker. I'm the principal here at Seaholm. This is my 15th year at Seaholm. It's my second year of being principal. For that, I was assistant principal for 5 years, and I was a department chair and teacher in the social studies department, both in the Flex program and teaching some AP classes.
And alumni.
Yeah, yes, I also am a proud Seaholm graduate. I went to Pierce, I went to Derby, I went to Seaholm. I returned home to start a family with my wife, so I have a kindergartner at Beverly and a 3-year-old finishing up preschool at Hand in Hand at First Presbyterian Church in Birmingham. Seaholm's heat is off, though you might not believe it. We are transitioning to air conditioning. And in these last couple of weeks of school, we have a lot of great things going on, which Ms. Gatz will talk about. But as my boss told me on the phone on Monday, we're just trying to land the plane here at Seaholm. Seniors' last day is next Thursday. And then we have a few more weeks. This is the final week of AP testing. If you have a sophomore at Seaholm currently, starting next Friday, they can drive to school. So they're very excited about that. And we just have a whole myriad of fun things going on. And then it all starts over again. So we have, and Ms. Gatz, can you talk a little bit about maybe next fall, the Make Me a Maple stuff as well?
Yes,
All the
it's on
fun-
a slide
It's
too.
on, oh, never mind.
I
I don't
think
want
the
to spoil it. But,
made it
we
better.
had a great year at Seaholm this year. We're gonna have another great year next year, and we're looking forward to doing it all over again next fall.
Okay,
My-
Katie,
well,
you're on.
I'm Katie Getz. I am a teacher here at Seaholm. I also run with my partner Shannon Feliciano, the student congress class. I also do NHS and then Make Me a Maple.
You're also an alumni.
I am also an alumni. I have 4 kids. We live down the street from a couple of you guys in the room, but I've been in the teaching field for 25 years and been here at Seaholm for 2.5, I think ish. So I love like student council is my thing. We have a class here at the high school that is called Student Congress. Anybody can join in. This next year, we're adding a freshman leadership class where they can take that class. They're going to learn a little bit about what's going on in our building and learn more about our building. And then if they want to transition into Student Congress class, they can. It's a pretty popular class, as Mr. Wicker will attest to. He gets several, can we still add in? And there's usually not any room. So, it is a pretty popular class. We love it. We try to kind of build culture and climate and make positive climate here at the school by offering different activities, either through the day or in the evenings, at football games. The kids, hopefully very soon, will be picking out the themes for the Friday night football games. So the freshmen will be ready and they'll know what those themes are.
So with the Party City on Southfield closing, I don't know where
The nightmare.
they're gonna get their themed gear.
I know, Amazon. It does ship overnight.
Okay.
But we just finished hosting prom, and so I told everybody I talked a little bit about prom this year. We held it at the Royal Oak Farmers Market, and we had 477 students there this year. So it was a great success. Kids had a good time. They actually liked the food and they liked the DJ, which is insane to me. So
How they run out of bread and pasta? The 2 cheapest things for a caterer.
yeah, potatoes. I got green beans. The salad dressing was to die for, but this year, well, the last 3 years, we've done a kickball tournament, and it started out with a couple of our teachers challenged last week at school another teacher in their 5th and 6th hour class. It started to get bigger and bigger in popularity. So this year we decided to do an all-school kickball team. So in their advisory classes, the advisory classes played each other in a 15-minute game. And then the winners kept going on. So we've been doing this for about 4 weeks. And we end next Tuesday with an all-school kind of like, I don't want to call it assembly, but they get together where the top teams from each of the grades compete against each other, and then they play the sophomores play the freshmen, and the juniors play the seniors, and then the winners play there, and then the winners play the teachers at the end.
They lose to the teachers.
Correct.
But it's kind of like, we try to do a pep rally every quarter. So this is kind of like our culminating end of the year pep rally to send us out on a good note.
On a good note. And so we're having some concessions. This year, we do like to raise a lot of money. So this year we have a student that's going to the Deaf Olympics in Tokyo. And so we're raising money for her to be able to go and enjoy herself and not have to financially be totally burdened. And so we bribe whoever wins, they raises the most amount of money, they get 2 extra points, and they get to use that in any of the games that they choose that they're playing. So it might be the 6th inning and you're down by 1 run, and you could be like, I'm buying my 2 runs right now. So it makes it a lot of fun, but we're raising money for AOS this year. So that's pretty much what is done for like the whole school. Next week, we have a bunch of senior activities going on. They'll have a senior sunset. They'll have their
Breakfast.
senior breakfast. They have kickball tournament, obviously. Then they have their class out, which is always a very hard day because our seniors are off. But, so then we just start planning for the next school year. So that's kind of where we're at. We do know our homecoming date. And I believe Sarah's gonna share that with you guys. Make Me a Maple is like the link program for eighth graders. So we do that here at the high school, and so Sarah will also have a date for you, that all the freshmen come in. I think we have about close to like 98, 95%, 98% of all freshmen that show up on that day. We make sure that the football team doesn't have practice that day, the swim team lets the kids out for that day so they can come participate. The teachers come and they welcome them in a little, we call it a gauntlet, and they're all cheering and high-fiving. The teachers are wonderful. And then we go through this program just so they feel welcome, and they are paired up with two mentors, either a junior or senior, and we'll have a tailgate. We have a canoe trip kind of plan. We know it's in September, only because October's too cold. Because we do have those 2 or 3 gentlemen that like to really fall around and float. So it does get a little chilly.
That's sexist.
Yes, it totally is, but it's usually the guys. I've never had a girl fall out.
You know.
I've had a girl get out of the boat and say, I'm not doing it. But, we try and just, if you ever have any questions, we try and put stuff on the PTSA Facebook page. We're looking, we always look for volunteers for different events. Like our kickball tournament this year, we're looking for a couple of, parents to come in and kind of help us. And so when we do need help, we put it out on that PTSA website or Facebook page so that way we can, get volunteers if we need them. And
Your kids really want you to chaperone homecoming.
they do not, that's why I don't even ask.
They really want
My
you
kids
to.
hate it. Casey's like, Mom, go away. I'm like, but I want a picture of
He'll be
you.
a senior.
I know, he doesn't get it. But, so yeah, question.
Yeah, sorry, I have a question. There was a question on that Facebook page about the senior sunset. and
Yes.
If that was something that parents had to prepay for, like.
No, so
what was that?
what we've done is we've done a lot of raising money throughout the year, and our senior class actually went out this year and solicited some donations, and we're using our communication skills, and it's all donated. So
Okay,
it's free. It's Saturday or Sunday night, starts at 7. They come over here to the softball diamond. We have dinner. We do our senior superlatives, and then we kind of take a lot of pictures and dance, and nobody dances, it's just me, right? But they, take pictures, we watch the sunset, and then we say goodbye, it's their last week before they, it's just to kind of kick off their week. So it is free. Typically we get probably 60-70% of the senior class that does show up for that. It's just a senior thing, just so it's them and their friends, because the clap out, we have our parents and they're all there too. So this is kind of one of the last times those seniors are together before they do their clap out, so.
If people feel like they want to pay money, they can bring it to the main office
yeah,
and we will
absolutely.
collect it.
We'll
Absolutely.
put it to good use.
You want me to spell my name? Oh, no, Mike said no. But if you ever have any questions, I'm always around.
Really, really.
Like, I'm still here. Had to do a choir concert right now, so if you ever need anything, just reach out, like Facebook, when they have questions, like, what's homecoming? I'll get on there and I'll try and answer questions for people when they need it, so.
Great.
Say that again?
Your contact info.
You want my email? It's KGOETZ. Zebra, yep, at, and that Birmingham.K12.mi.us.
Great.
Thank you. All right, I'm going.
Thanks, Katie. Okay, go. Get to your concert.
If you have any questions, please.
See you. Okay. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a pretty quick talker. We can whip through these meetings, so slow me down if you need me to slow down. So we will start with the top 10 tips for families with incoming freshmen. And the first most important tip of all is those QR codes right there are going to show you basically your life for Seaholm High School. The PTSA has a Facebook page, so you can click on that. We also have a specific class for each class. We have a page, and this is your class of 2029 Facebook information. We also have an Instagram, which we can get you that. That's not as important as these two. These are the main ones you follow. The Instagram, sometimes we have kids actually monitoring it, but we will get you that. But these are your most reliable tips right there. We switch the page. Thank you. So for the class of 2029, we welcome you, and we wanted to let you know what are some of the things you can do to help your student have a great freshman year. The first thing is attend the activities fair. It pops up pretty fast, and your kid is brand new and they're probably not going to want to come. You're going to have to drag them in, but it's a great resource. Attend the Seaholm Activities Fair on May 29th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. and have them sign up for anything that piques their interest. Even if they're not going to do it, but they're kind of interested, have them sign up because this is the time to do it. And they don't have to do it if they sign up, but they'll get information about it and they'll meet people. And yeah, signing up is not a commitment, just gets them on the email distribution list. Have them put their email and your email down, not just theirs, because sometimes it gets lost in the dust. So that is very helpful. And the parents can, and some do attend the activities fair, but the kids like to go there and walk around on their own pretty much with their friends. So like my kids didn't want me to go to the activities fair, so I just respected that and didn't. So, but if you want to go, you're welcome to go. The second thing is join a team or a club and partake in the freshman activities at the beginning of the year. Again, the beginning of the year, since they're new, is going to be a hard thing to get them to do, but encourage your child to join a team or a club. It's a great way to meet other people and have them immediately feel connected to Seaholm. You'll meet other parents as part of the booster clubs. Fall sports teams also start practicing in August, so before school starts, and many have optional captains practices all summer long. So if you're interested in that, we can connect you. Reach out in June to the coaches to make sure your child gets info about summer practices, because those are happening. And you can find the coach contact information in the activities guide online. Attend the freshman tailgate, which will be before the first home game. September 5th at 6 p.m. is our first home game, and that's a cool thing for all the freshmen to come. And the freshman canoe trip that Katie was just talking about will be in September, and the date's still to be determined, and we'll let you know. Any questions so far?
And the freshman mentors from Make Me a Maple will also be at the tailgate. So,
Thanks, Mike. Good. Okay.
and the tailgate is free.
3 is your check the email and accounts. Encourage your child to check their email and their Schoology accounts daily, and write down their logins and passwords in the beginning. Eventually they'll know them by heart, but keep them saved somewhere in the beginning in case they lose them. Check their email and Schoology weekly with them, and check Power School at the same time. That'll create a habit that they'll use the rest of their whole career in school. That's okay. The 4th thing is create a group chat or a snap group. On the starting day of each new semester, suggest your child creates a group or a Snapchat group with a couple of friends and or kids in each of their classes. That way, if they have questions about homework and they can't get a hold of a teacher, which they probably can't at night, and you don't understand what they're talking about, they can at least get a hold of their couple friends and try to figure out what's going on. Sometimes the entire class will create a group, but it takes one student to start setting it up. So encourage your kids to start setting those up. And those text groups also make great study groups. The 5th thing is, this is a tough one too for newcomers, encourage students to talk to their teachers. It's really important. Have your child use office hours if their teachers offer them. Use the advisory hours Tuesday and Thursday. We're still having those this year, just double checking. We had them this year.
We had them this year. Advisory at Seaholm was a lot like A squared at Derby or C3 at Berkshire. The future of advisory is currently being negotiated.
Okay.
I'm crossing my fingers it will be back next year.
Okay, at the upper level, it's being
Yes, so
negotiated. Okay.
yes, it will be hopefully back at Seaholm and Groves for the fall.
Okay, and that was great because having had that this year, you get to know your teachers pretty well because you'll have the same advisor for all 4 years. So that helps at the end when you're ready for college recommendations and whatnot. It's a great way to get extra help. So hopefully they will have that. And it's one-on-one teacher-student learning, and it helps build relationships with the teachers. Number 6 is join the Seaholm Facebook groups that we talked about earlier. The high school PTSA face group has much information on it. It's a private group with information about upcoming events and the happenings at Seaholm. and you can ask a question and get a quick answer because there's constantly admins checking it and parents are on there as well. So if you have something you need to know urgently, stick it on there and someone will respond pretty quickly.
Or they'll text me and I will respond as quickly as I can.
Right. And then also join this Facebook group for your students class, like we mentioned before. And I would do those two things right now if you can do them once they're set up. 7 is the weekly e-news. When school starts, make sure you're getting and reading the weekly Seaholm emails. And do not unsubscribe from your middle school e-news before high school starts, because you may unsubscribe yourself from the middle school one if you sign up for the high school one. It's just the way the system works. BPS should automatically subscribe to you into the high school e-news. If you don't start getting emails from Seaholm at the start of the year, there's a place to sign up. And we'll send this link out to you guys so you can have all this information as well.
Traditionally, our e-news comes out on Thursday.
8, start a list of high school accomplishments. So start a document on your computer or in the notes section of your phone with your child's information. As they join teams and clubs, write them down. If they receive any award, write it down. As they volunteer, keep track of every activity and all hours. They'll need this information to apply for college, to apply for the National Honor Society, and for their graduation cords that they wear at graduation. And it's so hard to remember everything if you don't write it down. So keep that list, and also they could also keep one on their phones as well. And then 9, the Make Me a Maple Mentor that we were talking about earlier. Your child will get a Make Me a Maple Mentor in August. It will be a current junior or senior student. They will call your phone number as the parent to make a contact before they get a hold of the child. And you'll need to make sure to text them back, the person who contacted you, with your child's information, because we don't want to go direct to the child. We'll go to you first. And the mentor is awesome. It can be helpful in answering any questions for you and your child, and you should definitely use them as a resource because they can help answer questions that you might have, that you can ask your child to ask, or questions that they have. And they will meet their mentors at freshman orientation, which will be August 26th at 8 a.m. And we have 2 gyms here now. So I just wanted to make it clear it's in the gym by the pool where you'll meet up before school starts and during events held throughout freshman year. They'll meet with the Maples.
We call that our main gym, and then the new one you see out the window, we call our aux or auxiliary gym.
Good clarification. Any questions so far? Okay, great. And the 10th thing, buy your poster board early. We didn't know whether to take this one off or not, but actually my kid needed it too. Buy a couple of foam core poster boards the next time you're at Target and stick them in a closet. At some point in time, your kid's going to come to you at 10:30 o'clock at night and tell you they need it the next day for school. So that'll save a lot of problems in the future. So please do that.
And Meijer's not even open 24 hours anymore.
I know. So any questions on any of this so far? No? Okay, awesome. A couple other additional things that I wanted to add that some people had asked questions about last year that I didn't include, but they were just random, was how do parents get the emails from the school that are not on e-news? It's the same, they use the same sign up as e-news, because sometimes you'll get a message that isn't specifically e-news, but they will use your information that they already have. There'll be text alerts once in a while as well. So be sure to enter your cell number during the RSVP process.
So a common one on the cell, like, let's say a student had a seizure and a ambulance comes to school. We'll push out a text message that will acknowledge, so you don't have your kid like, oh, an ambulance was at school, what's going on? So that's more just a quick text, ambulance came to Seaholm, all is well, school resumed. Those are the kind of things that we'll put in a text message. They're not usually like really important things like dates or times, but just quick messages to let you know what's going on at the building and something's happening.
And then we'd love you to join the PTSA. You can sign up to do that. And also you can sign up for the directory. The information for the directory will come closer to summer. So your name can be put in the directory. There's an online directory and a printed directory. So you'll be able to it's kind of like, I think you guys use Membership Toolkit. We have we use Membership Toolkit. Yours might be Member Hub. Not sure what the name of yours is anymore, the online directory, but you'll have that as well here. And another thing is come in and walk around the school with your child, like help them to get to know the buildings. The rooms that start with 0 in the basement, 1 is the first floor, 2 is the second floor. And their Make Me a Maples will help them do that when they come for that Make Me a Maple Day in August as well. But just familiarize yourself with the building. And then class schedules, Mike, they'll ideally start coming out in June in Power School. Ideally, do we know?
Cross your fingers.
Okay.
But about the tours, so
The building is open year round. So I mean, besides like July 4th and that time, but over the summer and July, I'm here all week. So if you ever just want to walk through the building, it should be open. The pool doors are usually unlocked every day.
That was one of the questions. When can we come in and walk around?
preferably not during the school day.
Yeah, sorry, I should have
but,
said that.
After school, the building is open usually most nights until 10. And then over the summer, the building is open Monday through Friday, most, 8 to 5, or sometimes even later if we have something else like this going on.
Awesome.
And use the pool doors to get
Yes.
into the building.
Yeah, and we should have said that
Might
tonight.
that change the summer with the parking lot?
So that parking lot is going to be ripped up during the summer. So if you could see through those closed shades, there's a awning that we call that the community education doors. Those will be open over the
Okay.
or just email me. I'm here.
Good, good to know. Okay, the first day of school, if you don't know that yet, is September 2nd, and it will be a half day. And September 3rd will be a full day.
And that half day is universal. Every BPS school is a half day that first day.
And the school start and end times, I'm assuming, are the same. 7:50 a.m. is the start time of school, and 2:50 is when it is over.
Yes.
Final bell rings. Okay, cool. And no details about busing have been released yet. That comes later, right?
Yes, but
Yep.
I don't see any major changes in busing.
Okay.
250. So we have a 7-hour day, 7:50 to 2:50.
Another question that I had was, how do freshmen pay for lunch? It's the same system as the middle schools use. It's called Meal Magic in the family portal on Birmingham Public Schools. So that's consistent. And students can also pay in cash. And I haven't heard anything definitive yet. Maybe Mike, you have, about whether we're continuing with the free lunch program this year. I think that's still being decided
That is
upon.
decided upon by the governor that
And
we are.
we're still in
But
pending
as
on
far
that.
as I know, I have not heard any reason to believe that we are not doing it. So free breakfast and free lunch, I believe, will continue for next school year,
Okay.
as well as free 4-year-old preschool, which I have a 3-year-old, so I'm banking on that for
That's
one
awesome.
more year. Hopefully they can hold on. So
Right. And then open lunch is only for juniors and seniors who have parental permission.
Do you guys know?
Question.
It was like open lunch, so the juniors and seniors
Oh.
can leave campus, but they have to have permission.
At the beginning of the season, like you send a note in that says your child has permission to leave and go to lunch and come back. Not every day.
Ideally, they bring it to student registration because they get a little picture on their ID, little apple, so we know when we check IDs as kids leave and enter the building.
And when you sign up for registration, there will be opportunities to pay for a variety of things via e-funds. So we use e-funds, which at the middle school level, we didn't use e-funds. And I could never remember when my first child came here, where do I pay for stuff? So e-funds is key. Write that down. And I highly advise you just pay for everything up front, because you forget if you paid for it, and then you've got to look back in the thing and you can't remember where to go because it's all new. So there's like a PTSA sign up. There's a field day t-shirt that everybody wants to have, athletic passes, one which gets you in access into all the games. There's like a family pass or an individual. You can buy your yearbook, a lock for their locker if you need it, those types of things.
For the 9 kids who still use a
I know.
Yeah, right.
You can get your lock.
Talk about that.
The rest of them carry a 50-pound backpack on their back all day long. It's crazy.
Well, so now that we're a 1-to-1 computer district, we have a digital textbook for almost every class.
Mhm.
So most of the kids don't, they don't have those as a social studies teacher. They don't have those history books that are 30 pounds a piece. They mostly just carry around paper, pencil, and their laptop. So. But every student has a locker if they would like.
Just store their winter coat in it sometimes.
That implies that they wear.
They wear a
a
coat,
coat,
not a
so.
sweatshirt, right?
Yeah, that's true. Fair.
Speaking of things like winter coats, the lost and found is in the main office. So when they inevitably lose something, it's in the main office.
Question?
Do they get a computer, each of them?
Yes.
Mhm.
Do they not issue, or I'm not sure, do they issue computers at Derby? Okay, so I'm not sure if those get turned in, because the one-to-one program is fairly new. So I'm not sure if they carry over with their middle school computer or if we reissue computers to ninth graders.
I
But
don't remember. I think we
okay,
do.
they turn them in? Okay, so the ninth graders will receive their own laptop here. So up until a couple of years ago, if a student wanted a electronic device, you had to purchase it yourself. Now the Birmingham Public Schools issues every student a laptop. Yeah, I think it was a good onus, but we were looking for we got a federal grant leading up to it, so. And now that a lot of the state of Michigan standardized testing is online,
Mhm.
they have to use their school issued computer for that, so.
They, submit, homework and things to teachers via electronic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And it's easy things.
Yes, though students are welcome to bring, I mean, I see plenty of kids with MacBooks. They just need to remember for certain things like the PSAT, they have to bring their school laptop. And it needs to be charged and preferably turned on at least once before the start of the exam. So they don't show up on test morning and have to do 40 minutes of updates. But yes, students can use their own personal device or their school device. They just need to make sure they have their school device when we're doing tests. Yes. Mhm. The lockers are actually alphabetical. But again, there's not a lot of students that use them, but we make the spreadsheet every year just in case. Yes, the school has, I don't exactly know the name of the brand, but yes, there are filters in all the school-based laptops. And if you're curious, you can write me an email and I can connect you with our head of technology and give you a little more detail, but yes. And those filters work on the laptop regardless of what internet source. So it's not like they only work at school, they will also work at home, much to the chagrin of kids who want to play games and some other things when they're not in the building.
Okay, another thing that pops up really fast is field day. So field day this year, Katie told me, will be on October 3rd. Is that right,
is
Mike? Which is also the homecoming game.
And then October 4th is the homecoming dance.
So one's Friday and one's Saturday. So for field day, the kids need a t-shirt to be able to participate. So that's why I would advise buying one of those just right up front when you go in to do your registration. And each class comes up with a theme, and there are some leadership opportunities within each class. And the kids will develop a dance and participate in games, design banners. And they usually do a community service event like a food drive or something like that. So it's just it's a fun day. What else can I add to that, Mike? Anything you can think of? Pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a field day's a little thing for everyone, so it doesn't matter. It's not just athletic competitions. There's creative outlets. The floor show allows students who are interested in singing and dancing. They put on a skit. There's lots of things to design, costume, t-shirt, banner. There's a lot of different opportunities for kids.
And next year, we need 5 to 6 parents to serve as class parents for the class of 2029. We have parents for all the other years, and we need some for that year. So I have a contact person, which I can give you that information if you're interested, and it'll also be on this information that we send out that you can get a hold of if you're interested in that. And information for new families, all of you expect to start receiving information for next year in June. They don't want to send it out now because they're trying to wind down the year before they start, and the year needs to be over before they start overwhelming you with new information. So mid to end of June is when it'll start coming. And volunteering, sign up to volunteer for at least one thing. It would be awesome. It's a way to meet parents and connect to the community. Jen Holton will be the class of 2029 assistant principal. There's a different a vice principal for each year, right?
So we have two assistant principals that
There you
travel
go.
with the class. So right now, Mrs. Holton is the 11th and 12th grade assistant principal, and then she'll loop around, and next year she'll be 9 and 12, and then God willing, she's still here, she'll be 9 and 10, and so on and so forth. But there's a second assistant principal, Mr. Bradley Shupry, and he will be 10 and 11, but we all work together. Like if Jen isn't around and Brad is, he will gladly talk to students of any grade, or if both of them are doing something, students occasionally talk to me, which is always nice.
And then we,
Sorry, there's a question.
oh, that's okay. Yeah.
It was just about and registration the same day as orientation, and no, it's not. So registration will be before orientation.
I mean, we take kids year round as students move in, but I'm not sure when you need to register in order to be there. But if you are already registered in the middle school, you don't have to do anything differently. Other than just show up to registration and confirm your address and get your picture
No,
taken.
we have
There's
to do
that-
something in Power School.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
they
think
send-
that's
they
the,
Yeah,
send
there's
an-
that's the parent
they'll-
side. I don't know
There's
yet.
an email that
so
comes
I
out
can't-
prior, yes.
They'll send you an email.
Okay, then you should look for an email.
Yep.
I don't know, the kids just show up.
Not yet, though.
Yeah.
It's like
It'll be-
July. It'll
yeah.
probably be July-ish. Look for that. But it's kind of like what you did at Derby. You fill out the name and the who to contact if there's an issue. That, yeah. Yes. So you'll get that eventually. Okay, so where am I? MHSAA has added 2 varsity sports this year. We have boys volleyball and girls field hockey, which is kind of cool. And I've been asked if there are any no-cut freshman sports. So we do have some no-cut sports, which are cross country, swimming, tennis, track, and water polo. Oh, and field hockey.
We don't cut for skill.
Amy's doing the field hockey, so she
So
knows
field
all.
hockey will start, it will be a fall sport for the girls. I believe we're predicting a unified team between Groves and Seaholm. And then next spring will be the first season for boys volleyball. We are expecting to have 6 teams, a varsity JV and a freshman at both high schools.
Wow.
So 3 and 3.
That'd be great. Awesome.
Unbeknownst to me, there is a large draw for boys volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Great.
they don't realize is they play here on the girls' nets, and once they find out that the boys' nets are a little higher, I think that some of their dreams of these massive spikes are gonna fall down when they realize how much higher the boys' nets are. But
Oh, that's funny.
But just have them try anything to get involved. There's also arts, theater, band groups that start in the fall. So those things are definitely also things to be interested. There's clubs to join. You can start your own club, right, Mike?
yes, though we sometimes struggle that students want to start clubs, maybe not for the right reason. They want to start a club because they want to put that they started a club. So we have lots of clubs, and that's fine. If there's not a club that we have and they want to start one, but if there's an interest they have and we already have a club, the goal is to maybe have them join that club and work with them. But I truly believe that we have something for everyone. It doesn't matter your interest, and if we truly don't have something that you're interested in, we do start new clubs every year.
It's great. And that is pretty much all I have for all of you new parents. Do you guys have any questions for us? Any more?
Yeah, I think we should open up the floor.
Yep.
That was a lot.
Go. That was a lot.
So students, if they are currently enrolled at Derby, Berkshire, or BCS, should have selected classes already. Depending on where you are in the Birmingham Public Schools, you might have heard that the Birmingham Public Schools has recently released an early severance program for its staff. So right now, the date to elect into that program is May 23rd, and then there's a 7-day waiting period. So I don't actually know who will be teaching here any earlier than May 30th. So, and until we have solidified the staff, then we can't actually build the schedule. And Ms. Muzzin mentioned that we're looking at early June to find out what classes that students are going to have. But for the most part, they should have the classes they requested. I just don't know what hour and what teacher will be teaching them. But we're going to have them. They're going to be great teachers who are teaching them.
Get the class
So students should have selected their classes. Do you have a student at Derby, Berkshire, or BCF? Yeah, so they should have worked, if they have an eighth grader, they worked with their counselor and they selected classes for next year. And believe me, there's no one more who wants to have the schedule done than me, but we are just not at a point right now where we can release, but you know, it should look very similar to what we had this year. I'm just not sure exactly who will be teaching all of the classes.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if there's anything official. I know that PowerSchool is what we in the biz call an LMS, a learning management system. So I know that it's very popular. If you want to reach out to me, I can scout around with our tech people and see if we have like an intro video, or PowerSchool has something on YouTube that I could send you.
And once you get it set up, it just pretty much flows and you're looking at it. So it's pretty easy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, and you will get the thing. And then if you want to write down Carrie Balow, CareyBalow, she is the secretary for the counselors, and she is my go-to person if you're having trouble with PowerSchool. And she's right on our Seaholm counseling website. But you know, if you've never seen it, PowerSchool, it looks like you just essentially have an access to the teacher's online gradebook. You click on the class and it shows you all the assignments that have been assigned and the score that your children had got or earned on that assignment, and then notes the teacher had left. The transparency is both a very good thing and a very frustrating thing at times, because you'll see your student do the assignment and you'll tell them to put it in their bag and you'll tell them to turn it in, and then you look on PowerSchool and you see that they did not do that and you don't understand why. But gone are the days where I felt like when I was a student, you just got a report card and you're pretty sure you knew what grade you were getting, but you didn't quite know until
Surprise.
that happened.
We've got a couple of things online. So one, they're asking if we can repeat the questions that the person is asking because they're not able to hear it. So they can hear the Seaholm speakers, but not anybody else. So we could just repeat it. But are they allowed to carry their backpacks during school?
Yes.
Yes, the culture here again is that the students don't use their lockers.
But they can.
But they
We'll
can.
give them one.
But they carry their bags everywhere. This is, if my child attended BCS in Quarton, but homeschool was West Maple, do I need to complete a special form for him to attend Seaholm? He already made his schedule at BCS.
Yes, if your student's home, if you travel on that side of town, they should fill out what we call an open enrollment form. It is not in question. Like, it's not, they don't have to ask permission. They just need to fill that out. And then Mr. Peterson, the principal at Groves, will sign it. And then I will sign it, or vice versa. If you guys are at Derby or BCS and you should come to Seaholm, but you'd rather attend Groves, you'd fill out the same form.
Where is that form found?
That is on the enrollment side. They can reach out to Sylvia Sardi, or they can reach out. Yeah.
Yes, they're at
Yeah,
BCS.
they can contact Kathy Barnett,
Andy, how do you?
BARNAF. Kathy Barnett, with a K.
AF?
BARNAF.
And is it Kathy with a C or a K?
Okay.
And then is it possible to receive all of the dates mentioned tonight in an email or a post?
She'll be able to, we'll send out a link to this presentation. Yes.
And then these important dates come out in the e-news every week. And we try to update that.
Are athletic practices that occur over the summer and breaks mandatory? So I know a little bit about this.
Yes.
So I had a daughter who swims. So swimming, if you have a girl interested in swimming, they do swim in the summer. They don't start until August though, and there aren't any captain's practices, but when the team starts in August, those are official practices.
Correct.
That's the official start of the season. There are something called captain's practices for, cross country that happen in the summer. That happens before August. Those are not required, but again, those August dates, when the team, when the captain, not the captain, when the coaches practices starts, that's when it starts being like, that's the official start of the season. So,
And so I was a water polo player and a swimmer here, and those are your first 2 seasons. Break practices are not required, though a lot of times they will operate. So if you are not going somewhere and there is practice, the practice will happen, though you are not required to go to ones when the school is not officially in session. So I remember going to swim practice on Christmas Eve here at Seaholm.
The coaches may disagree with that statement.
They might disagree with
That is true.
but it's in the athletic handbook. And I've had to go toe to toe with it. But it's important to remember that if you don't go to those practices, that's not really the time to talk about that. But technically, according to the Birmingham Public Schools, you cannot force a student to go to practice over a break. But they happen, and they would really like you to come.
There you go. It's encouraged.
If you were on a competitive team.
they're asking about the no cut sports, where, you know, they're saying they're not listed on the website. Where can I source the sports in this category?
I would have them reach out to the athletic director, Aaron Frank.
Perfect.
afrank@birmingham.k12.mi.
Question.
Yes.
Are the activities there in a couple weeks? Are there people here for each sport club to
Yep.
talk to and ask questions?
Yes, students will be at a table and,
With students kind of representing each sport?
correct,
Okay.
sports, clubs,
Clubs.
activities.
We have a daughter that's different. She has different learners. She has Down syndrome, but she's participated in lots of things. And so she may need a little help, but I just want to be able to kind of gauge what are some opportunities for her.
Sure. So you could come with her if you would like, or we could, if you want to reach out, we have a links program here at Seaholm.
Yeah.
So we could even assign her a student link that
Oh, if she
if
doesn't want mom?
if she doesn't want mom to come. Whatever works better for you.
Yeah.
So just let me know, and
Paper
you can reach out to me and I can put you in touch with Teresa Rogers,
Hold
who is
I got
our
it.
department chair. Yep. So
About the peer-to-peer program.
yeah, so she runs our peer-to-peer. She's also our department chair of special services and our social work.
Awesome. Thank you.
Someone's asking about a paper course catalog. I know it's available online on the website, but are there any in the
We
office?
have a limited amount in the student center. If they
Okay.
want to, contact Christy Picaris. I believe we have some. I don't think we've totally moved away from it, but
The student center.
yeah, student center. There's no, I'm reading the other question about A Frank or A Franks. It's not plural.
Yeah, I.
Did I put plural?
Hey, Frank, I got it now.
Oh, I did ask.
I'll just delete this one.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that was me. I'll delete these.
Any more online questions? Do you see?
The last one was the
I'm just reviewing.
course catalog.
What else do you guys want to know?
Any more? Yes.
Did you say there's already a date for the registration? I think you said it's not gonna be the same day as orientation, but.
We are still solidifying the date with Life Touch, our photo people, but we will get that date out before the end of the school year. It's in
will
August.
Probably be, yeah, that's what.
Yeah, just to clarify that, you'll get an email from the district prior to your child showing up for orientation, because you have to bring paper printouts of what you signed up for as well. Student ID to get, the athletic pass and all of that. That'll happen like a week or two, if not a little bit more, before the date of the orientation. We'll print everything out, because then you'll be frantic of where did I didn't print it out.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you'll need that.
Keep coming. Anything else?
So like summer reading for English, that should be coming out before the end of the school year. I'm not sure exactly when the English, the most part, it's the two course groups that have summer assignments are APs, and there are no AP classes for freshmen. And freshman English and ninth grade English will have that out. They're currently going through some restructuring right now with the whole English curriculum, but that will be all over the website before the end of the school year.
And that includes what?
Correct.
Information about NHS. They put them down the.
So high school PTSA is only for 11th and 12th grade. So they will eventually get that information towards the end of their 10th grade.
And the information is available on the Seaholm website as well.
Or you could reach out to Katie Getz, who's in charge of NHS. If you are curious, if you don't know who is in charge of something, you should probably start with her. And then she'll tell you who it is if it's not her.
Also, just registration, the kids usually come in by themselves, which, you know, maybe your eighth grader did that as well, but yeah, they don't really want you walking around.
Nobody wants the parents anymore.
So, yeah.
That's a sad thing.
My 3-year-old cried when I left to come. So
Enjoy those days.
yeah.
Enjoy those. Okay, there is another question. What date is the orientation again?
Let me look. Right, yeah.
Was it August?
Yes, August 26th, 8 a.m. in the gym.
Anything else? No? Well, thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it. It was nice meeting you, and please feel free to ask any questions that you might have, and we'll send this out with some contact information as well. You're welcome. Have a
thank
great
you.
night.
Just shoot me an email.
Yep. You're
Or
welcome.
I'm
Thanks
at
for
Planet
coming.
Fitness on
Thank you.
Southfield most mornings about 5, if you want to come hang out.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You might have a lot of people.
Where
there.
I am.
And you-
So that's a very Groves heavy neighborhood, not a lot of, people. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. Next is, I was gonna have Katie do the legislative report for us.
He's on the. So, don't know when we're gonna get any answers for this. So
We usually have those answers no later than mid-August.
Okay. But registration is,
It's 10 pounds to me.
I know, me too.
They haven't, they're on the website. They'll get a schedule here, they'll get their ID picture taken.
so
I don't
we
like
should be
camera.
progressing as if you would be, that's what.
The mic is
we were like,
live.
okay, do we miss
Okay.
something? That's why we asked about the registration and this kind of questions. that we said.
You're on.
Katie's
Katie's doing the legislative report. She has a few things to say.
We need to clear this up.
Oh, you do need to clear it out?
Are you ready for me to go?
Hold on 1 second.
Well, in sports and stuff,
I'll
yeah,
let you
that's.
Lance, good?
So,
Yeah,
but yeah, so
it
just
doesn't matter.
progress,
Thanks, man.
just like like you.
Okay.
2 seconds.
And then when we flip that switch to IA, it shouldn't be a problem.
We were thinking we are too late for the. That's why.
No.
It was hard to do this meeting because I wanted to get the primary stuff done in the beginning and then the,
So.
Yeah, I guess when you look at it, do you not start the PTA meeting first? You just say, hey, we're gonna go do this
I
first,
thought you
right?
might, and that's what I did with the career one, but I thought they might have wanted to hear Mr. Wicker speak, maybe not Katie so much, but I thought the
Yeah,
principal's report
that's
was good, but I don't know, you could do whatever.
I don't know. I like it.
Then get.
It's not super secret stuff we're doing here, right? I mean.
Well, all good. It's fun to hear all the stuff the seniors are doing. It makes you feel like you're going to be, like your kid's going to be part of a fun school and have a fun experience, you know, over several years. I thought it was neat to hear what Katie said.
Thank you.
Yep, agree.
Because I on that.
I don't know.
Pleasure as well, yeah. Look forward to it.
I love your help, but I grappled with doing the freshman thing first and then telling them they can leave and then the meeting, but I think the principal and Katie were good, right?
Okay, all right, yeah, I got you.
Then there's another one.
Is there another microphone at the end, at the other end of the table? Because there's a lot of,
This is
someone
better.
just said it's hard to hear. I think there was a lot of background noise maybe.
And Mr. Wicker,
Happening over
he's got a
there.
big voice.
Oh, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
We can hear you. Yeah.
For the legislative update, the only thing I have is the Michigan PTA put out a new action alert. It says that, and it's just general for all the public schools in the state. The public schools in the state get $160 million of funding from Medicaid. And there's concern that at the federal level that might be reduced. So the Michigan PTA is asking parents to reach out to their legislators if they're concerned about that. And I can post a link in the chat to that. Here, I can post it. Let me see if that works.
And we could
It's-
post on social media too.
Thanks. I can put a little post on Facebook. I posted a couple before. They had something about the school vouchers and they had something about the Department of Education. So just kind of as we go along here, this is a new one that just popped up.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah, and then Mr. Wicker said I can kind of try to follow along and see when the budget's approved up in Lansing, but hopefully the free breakfast and lunch is continued. Governor Whitmer did propose that in the budget, so hopefully that gets to stay in. We'll
Okay.
find out. We should find out by June.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I'm surprised that no one asked about like the cell phone policy, because I know in Anchor Bay that was on the news recently that they changed their rules for phones in the schools, but
That's good. I mean, I'm.
Yeah, I think they're not
surprised
asking
as
because they
well.
don't want to know, right? I mean, in terms of just wait for this, wait to see if the law comes out, right? I mean, because that's
Yeah.
no. So
High school NHS have not missed
Yeah.
any.
I'll look at the Anchor Bay one. I didn't see that happened.
yeah, I think it was just that one district. So yeah, I don't have anything else on that right now either. I think Mr. Wicker talked about it last couple meetings ago.
So that would be
Thank you.
part of our.
Thanks, Katie.
career technical
Yeah.
list. So if you
And
guys
then
reach
I'm
out
going to
to
just
me,
say
I
some
can
quick
actually
thank
because
yous because it's just quick. I wanted to thank Emily Johnson and Amanda Sobolewski for the first Fridays. We got 100% participation for all the staff this year, which is awesome. I want to say thank Chris Glazer and Sandy Boyle for the monthly treats. That was 100% complete at the beginning of the year. And I also want to thank everybody, the exec board, the committee chairs and all the volunteers. Everybody's so appreciated and I just want you all to know that. So those are my thank yous. And the last thing is this grant thing we were talking about the lights, but we need Mike to talk about that. He's
Yes.
kind of busy right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course, where would I want to be?
The light's on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we almost 2 more minutes. We can do it. So this light deal that we were talking about, so it's an extra
Correct.
and it's, you take however many you can get.
So he said.
Yeah, just let us know.
He said that 4 would be ideal for balance. He would prefer 6, but at the end of the day, if we got any, he would be pleased with what we could add to capacity.
So there's none right now. There are some right now where we're switching the bulbs out. I kind of, the way I read it.
So I believe they are, they would just be replacing things that we already have. Again, I guess how to put this, not a hill I want to die on. I was told we had money we needed to spend. He was the only one on the staff who responded, I have something that we could buy. So
Okay.
if we don't like it as
Right.
an idea, it's perfectly fine, but it's, so unlike like the track hurdles or the calculators,
Yeah.
like this is something that is not necessarily going to be in the budget to spend
Okay.
on. So, but I mean,
Okay,
but I can just tell Brandon we're not doing, like there might be a day that I will come to the PTA with a favor and be like, I'd really like us to fund this. This is just when you reached out, Sarah, say we
Yeah,
have some money left. What should we do? He literally, I put the all staff email out and then I said, I'm not kidding, please, anything else? And he was the only one who responded. So, but if we don't think this is something that PTA wants to spend its money on, it's, I'm not going to go home grumbling. It's fine with me. It's just something that he reached out and he has some plans. He thinks he can do some cool stuff with it. And the auditorium is used by band, orchestra, choir, you know, the plays, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
BEF, maybe we can put in some
Maybe we do
BEF.
half and
So the
like
BE,
That's what I'm
so,
wondering.
so as a
Would they not
as
do
a,
those?
as a trustee of the BEF, we
right.
just approved a projector for the Seaholm Auditorium to the tunes of $26,000.
Oh, so there will be no lights.
Correct.
Oh, so this is just a
But
little
that's
bit
great.
on
You're gonna
top
have
of
a
that then.
great
So
auditorium.
the short throw projector, I believe is what it's called. Derby paid for some, Seaholm paid for some, Groves paid for some, and then the BEF paid for the rest of it. So, and that projector will be moving around depending on who has a show on at the time. So yes, the BEF it was our second biggest grant outside of esports last year. So
Wow.
Okay.
they
that's
are
great.
probably not going to fund that for the auditorium
Okay.
because we just did a huge auditorium funding for them.
That would make sense.
I am, I got my hand in lots of pies.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, could you hear Andrea?
No.
No,
We're just curious if you, Katie, or you, Elena, have any more questions or anything to say in regards to the lights. Any thoughts?
no, I didn't know if we needed to vote to move money from one budget line item to another, but I looked in our bylaws and it doesn't say anything about that. So,
Yeah, no, it's still grant money. We have approximately $6,000 left that have not been spent for this school year. So that,
If we don't spend it, we have $6,000 more going in next year. Is that? what I
Yeah.
understand?
And I think we're supposed to spend it if there's an appropriate use for it, as opposed to letting it just roll forward, hoping that something, more interesting comes up than lights. But if
Katie,
lights is what is on the table, then
What was the total, Elena? Do
Okay.
you?
I have it. 4 lights is $2,640 and 6 lights is $3,960.
Still have.
So we'd still have some left over.
About 2,000 left.
Yeah. And Katie is right, because I've been to these BPS council meetings and this year they've been pushing us to spend it. It's the parents have donated in that year. You need to spend it in the years that it's in. So,
and these are obviously special lights. They're not like regular light bulbs in the hallway or something.
They are, I mean,
Where are they at exactly?
yeah. it's a
so
good
they
question.
would sit up on if we would like to take a field trip
I was
down to the
about that.
auditorium, sure. Yeah, they would be on the racks or there's lots of different places depending on where
Okay.
we want to hang them. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, they are not, they are LED. They're lots of different colors. They're computer programmable through the board.
Yeah, you can
I,
come
I
out.
think to me, it doesn't sound like standard equipment, like copy paper or like, I know at BC.
Yeah, that's correct,
sometimes
yeah.
they
Light
include
bulb.
it.
Correct.
At first I thought we were replacing light bulbs and existing.
Yeah.
That's what I
parents, and I
thought. It
was
was a
like,
district expense. I'm like,
Right.
what?
No, this sounds like a special light to me. I think it sounds really cool.
So
Okay.
I
do
want to make a motion to approve 6 lights at $3,960.
$3,960.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay. Mike
Third?
seconds. You have
No,
third?
does that-
Okay.
then you say,
Mo-
does
Motion
everyone
approved.
approve?
Does everyone approve?
Yes.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Great.
Hooray.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, that was easy. Thanks, you guys. Anybody have anything else?
And
We went 4 minutes over.
then we need to adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye,
Motion
meeting
to-
adjourned, motion
the
to
meeting?
adjourn.
That's right.
Second.
All
Let's go.
All those in favor, hang up.
All those in favor?
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You can delete.